This conference will now be recorded.
Yeah, so this training, it is mainly for Salesforce administration and development. Okay, and also my training is not for the certification purpose. Okay, so this training is, let's say, if you want to apply job, so you should have the skills of Salesforce administration and Salesforce development for 5 years, 6 years, Salesforce experienced person. So what are the different the features and the functionalities we need to know? So all those topics I'll be explaining as part of this training. Okay, and also there are many certifications on Salesforce. There are more than 40, 50 certifications are there. Okay, so and just understand this is not this training is not for a specific certification. Okay, mainly when you attend interview, you should be able to answer for the questions in the interview, and also when you start working after getting the job, you should be able to work, right? So that's the main purpose of this training. Okay, so mostly everything practical. So maybe first 3 or 4 classes most of the time. So since we need to understand about Salesforce, we theoretically understand the basic terminology and all those things. But after that, mostly we work with the different options in Salesforce. Mostly everything is practical. So all you need to do, you need to practice whatever we discuss as part of the training. Okay, daily after the training. Um, so before the next class, okay, so I'll share the recording. You can watch and you can make sure that you follow the training and ask questions so that you will get most benefit. Okay. Yeah, just you need to practice also, then only you see the maximum result. Okay, so simply if you listen and if you don't revise, maybe at the end you need to spend more time again to understand. Okay, um, that's about that what we are going to do. So before starting with the Salesforce and understanding the basics, so myself I have more than 12 years of Salesforce experience and I'm teaching from more than 11 years. Okay, I have around 17 Salesforce certifications. Yeah, I mean, there are around 50 Salesforce certifications. Okay, I'll also guide you. So, how, right? It's not about what we discuss as part of the training. On top of that, based on the projects, you have to enhance your skills, right? So, we don't know, each of you might be getting opportunity in a different project where they might be using a different tool or functionality. Everyone will be maybe having a different experience of knowing some different extra tools. Okay, I mean, practically, we cannot learn everything. This training, mostly for sure, what we need to know. If you say Salesforce administrator or developer, so most of the tools or most of the topics, what we should know. So all those things we'll discuss as part of this training. Okay, so let's understand about Salesforce and how we deal with that. So for that, I have this PPT presentation. Okay, so I'll also share this with you. Okay, so just understand what is Salesforce. Right? The first point, Salesforce is one of the software company. Okay, it is one of the software company. Okay, so what they provide. So before we discuss about that, we should know some basic terminology. Cloud computing, right? Nowadays in papers and everywhere we see cloud computing, right? So what is cloud computing? So cloud computing means um, the cloud is nothing but the pictorial representation for the internet, right? Internet in a pictorial way, if you want to represent, we represent as cloud. Okay, cloud is nothing but internet, right? So cloud computing is like internet computing means we should have internet. So once you have internet, you can start developing and using the application. Everything. No need to have your own laptop or system, right? Wherever you go, as soon as internet is available, as soon as one of the device is available, you can log into Salesforce. We can also do the development. So we can do anything, right? Remotely. No need to go to company. Okay, such kind of concept. Okay. So I mean, just to understand, right? So we know about programming, right? So if someone say I'm working for one of the programming language, so what is the programming, right? When you say programming, program means we know some maybe some statements it will execute based on when we click on a button or something. Okay, but the program is written with which programming language? Java or .NET or Python, right? There are different programming languages. When you say programming, you cannot say I'm working for a programming. If you say like that, next question, which programming? Java or .NET or Python? So that's the next question. In the same way, cloud computing is a concept, right? Like programming. So here, cloud computing is a concept, right? So when we say it is cloud computing, whatever the application you are opening, right? Let's say Facebook, right? To access Facebook, you should have internet. Then only you'll see the updated Facebook information, right? You can open that Facebook website, log in, and you can access your content, right? So that is based on the cloud. Without internet, you cannot really access the updated information of the Facebook. Same thing, Facebook, Twitter, Gmail. So on day to day, whatever we are using. So all those are based on the cloud computing concept. And also, there are different classifications. So is it like only using the application? Not only using the application, we can also do the development. Okay, so that's why if you see here, so we can classify the cloud computing as part of the cloud computing. Some companies in the market they are offering different types of services. So we have SaaS means software as a service, PaaS means platform as a service, IaaS means infrastructure as a service. Yeah, there are many other services companies they are coming up, database as a service. There are many things, but at high level, these are the main areas of the different services provided. Okay, but who is providing? When we say programming, I'm saying Java. Java is one of the programming languages. Who is providing? So at present, Java is managed by Oracle company, right? So Java programming, it is from the Oracle company. Oracle company, they are providing. When you say .NET, so who invented .NET language? Microsoft. Microsoft company, they are offering .NET, one of the programming language, right? So like that, cloud computing is a concept. Through internet, everything, whatever we can access, either using the application or developing the application or having the hardware through internet. Okay, all those kind of services we call as cloud computing services. There are companies in the market. The companies, they offer these services. So what are the examples? So on day to day, right, all of us daily we use Gmail, right? Gmail or Yahoo. Let's say Gmail. Okay, we open the browser, open Gmail, access all our emails. And also, most of you know about Google Drive, right? In the Google Drive, you can store your files. So by default, when you sign up with Gmail, Google, they will provide 20 GB of the Google Drive space. In that you can maintain your Word documents or Excel or videos or whatever you want. You can keep in that Google Drive, right? Up to 20 GB, right? No need to store that in your laptop. So why you are storing in Google Drive? If I store in my laptop, let's say if there is any repair with my laptop, or if I go to somewhere, if my laptop is not ready with me, I mean, if it is not with me, right? We don't want to depend on our device, right? So wherever you go, as soon as internet is there, I want to access some of the important information, right? Let's say you want to access your education certificates or experience letters or whatever, some important information. We don't know when we need those. Whenever we want, without our laptop or without dependency with our device, we should be able to access Google Drive, right? It's provided by Google company for free, up to 20 GB. We can utilize that feature. We can store all our files, right? So the advantage is, as soon as internet is there, you can log into your account and access those files, right? So this is one example, right? Google company. Google is one of the software company. They are providing Google Drive, 20 GB. But 20 GB from where? It is located where? It will be located in the Google server. Okay, maybe some of you, if you are not from the, maybe, so I know if 10 or 20 people they are joining, at least 3 or 4 people, they might not be knowing about the basics of some, right? So some of the basic concepts of computers and servers and all those things. So next few minutes, I will also explain in detail. Maybe for 5 minutes, I'll explain. So what is the server and all those things, so that we'll be having the clear picture. Okay. Um, Let me give a few more examples later. For 5 minutes, I'll explain what is server and all those basics, and we'll come back and understand about the Salesforce. Okay, I mean, cloud computing, one of the example, Google company, they are offering Google Drive. So they are offering infrastructure as a service, right? They are offering memory space to store our data. Infrastructure as a service. Google company, they are providing infrastructure as a service. They are also providing software as a service, like Gmail, Google Drive, all those things from web browser we can access, right? So it's not like all companies they provide all types of services. Okay, Google company they don't provide platform as a service. Okay. So what are the other companies? The competitor for Google is Amazon, Amazon AWS, Amazon Web Services. Amazon company also, they provide the hardware. Okay, mainly that is not for the normal users like us. The companies, they need a huge hardware. They don't want to buy the hardware and keep in their office. Right nowadays, we are working remotely, right? We don't want a dependency with the office location. So what will happen? Amazon, AWS, so they manage the hardware. They will make that server. They only maintain the server and everything. They will provide access to the server through internet, so that companies they can use, right? So like that, right? Amazon is one of the company. They are also offering infrastructure as a service. Sorry, infrastructure as a service. Again, one more competitor, Microsoft. Okay, they have Microsoft Azure. They also provide the hardware. They also offer infrastructure as a service. Okay, so just understand. So, I mean, whatever the examples I am giving, they are mostly offering infrastructure as a service. But who is providing platform as a service? Right? Who is offering the platform where we open the browser and log in and write the logic without installing anything? Salesforce is one of the company. Okay, so they are mainly famous for the software as a service and platform as a service. Okay, so as a software as a service, what they are providing, I'll explain. Okay, before we discuss those things. So first, just I want to check with you. So all of you, you know about server and database and those basics, or some of you want me to explain about that. So what is database, what is server, and how it works? So anyone from non-technical, mechanical, or some other background? If you are okay, I will take 5 minutes to explain those basics. If you say you know, so no need to explain. So anyone is having difficulty to understand the terminology, server or database, those kind of things, or you want me to explain? Mm. So everyone knows. Okay, anyway, I'll take maybe quickly 2 minutes to explain the basics. Okay, so just right, when we daily, right, when we how we access internet, so why we have laptop or so mobile, how we use. Okay, I mean nowadays everything we have dependency with the internet, right? So if you want to watch YouTube, you should have internet. If you want to check your email, we should have internet, right? If you want to order something online, we should have internet, right? So all of us either, so how do you access internet? Either from laptop or either from mobile or maybe iPad or right. So from those devices we can access internet, right? So but how we are connected with each other? So let's say I'm in one of the country and you are in one of the country. So how we are able to, right now we connected to this go to meeting, right? So this is also through internet. So how we are connected, how we are here. So I mean internally, so internet will connect the devices, right? Uh, so let's say I want to access YouTube, right? So how to access YouTube? We open youtube.com and we when we open we see the YouTube videos, right? So where are those videos? YouTube YouTube is also provided by Google company, right? So what will happen? YouTube, they have millions of videos. Okay, they maintain the server. Server is also like our laptop, right? Server is also like a computer, but it's like a supercomputer. So maybe in our laptop we have some limitations. Let's say we can hold only, let's say, 1 terabyte. That's the memory, only that much, right? So, but servers, thousands of terabytes memory and the huge hardware they maintain so that they can store huge data, right? So, what happens? YouTube company, they maintain many servers, right? Servers will be like this. So they say maybe data center, right? They buy one big place where they maintain the servers like this. Okay, so they will be having many servers. Maybe not only in one place. They maintain their servers in different countries. They maintain in US, India, Japan, many countries, right? They connect these servers to internet so that when we open youtube.com, based on what we search internally, it will um, fetch the video from one of the server. Right? They maintain the hardware to hold all that information. Okay, so just understand. But how from our computer it is connected there? So internet is nothing but connecting internally through wires, right? So each country, so under the ocean, okay, there are huge cables, right? So through these cables, all the countries are connected. So let's say India. So India here, right? India, if you see here, India also under seawater through cables. There will be some points where that cable is reached to India. So from there, all internet service providers, let's say you are using Airtel internet, or maybe so many internet providers are there, right? Act Internet or whatever the internet you are using. So all those companies, so they buy and so ultimately the connection will go from one of this point to that Airtel company or whatever that company. From there, it will be they will again maintain the internal wiring between the houses and they'll give connection to our house. But we access the internet through wireless, right? Maybe until our house there will be a wire, but within our home we maintain the router so that without using wire, router is connected to wire, right? Until the router connection, there is a wire. From router, without any wires, we are able to access internet by connecting to Wi-Fi, right? So that's what we do. Okay. So internally, so internet will connect all devices. Okay. So the difference between the normal laptop and the server, our laptop will have some limitations. Only limited data we can store. Servers can hold the huge data. Okay, but to recognize that, so in internet, if you say youtube.com, so it will reach to the YouTube servers. Internally, they segregate and so they'll route us to get the appropriate video, whatever you are searching. Okay, that's the concept. Okay, everyone through internet. So all of us, we are able to connect and access. Okay, these are some of the basics. Okay, and also now you know, right, what is server and what is a laptop, how it is connected to server through internet. Okay, so now, so when we open any website, right, so there are different layers. The first layer what we see is the presentation layer, means when you open a website, right, so let's say this is the website. I'm seeing all my emails. Yeah, so this is a presentation layer. In the background, right, if I click on this one, I'm seeing full details here. So how it came here, right? So if I click here, if I click on logout, it will log out. How it is, how it, I'm able to log out if I click here. So internally, some logic will execute, which we cannot see. That is in internal when we click on a button or when we click on something on the web page, some logic will execute. That is nothing but the business logic layer. So here is the place in the background. What is the language it is executing? Is it executing Java or .NET or whatever the language? But to execute Java, so we need that Java software, right? So in worst case, we need Java runtime environment. So if you want to execute a Java program in our laptop, we have to install the Java software, right? If you want to execute .NET in our laptop, we have to install the .NET software. But when we, if any company they are providing the platform as a service, they only install. So anyway, we get the service through one of their server. So in their server, they only install whatever the language we need to develop, that they only install. When we log in, it is connected to that server, right? Every time when you type something and save, it will execute on their server because already that software they install. Okay, anyway, that is an internal thing. Slowly we'll understand. And also after executing the logic, so what should happen, right? So let's say if I click on delete, right, my mail is deleted. How it is deleted? So I mean, if I compose new email, okay, so one new email will be created. Next time again, if I log out and come back here, that email whatever I sent, still I can see, right? That means this will be stored in the Google server, but they have to store in some organized way, right? So in a meaningful way, in some table, in a proper way, if they save, so it's easy for them to get it and show here on this web page, right? So they cannot randomly store somewhere. Okay, when I log into my Gmail account, my emails, how exactly they are retrieving and showing here, they maintain a database where they store the data in a meaningful way. So that's the database layer. Okay, again, this is a software to organize the data. Okay, but to hold this, the web page content, the business logic, whatever we write, the data, whatever we store through that database software, we need memory. That memory will be, all this will be saved in the server, right? Server will be like this. Okay, these servers will be maintained in data centers, right? Like this, there. Okay, so just understand. Okay, database is nothing but it's also a software which organize our information in different tables in a organized way. Okay, that's the database. Okay, so internally, if you see, client means the laptop or whatever, the mobile or whatever we use. In my laptop, I have a browser, right? I opened Chrome. Through here, I open Gmail, right? So when I open Gmail, they have a server where based on my username, so that information they fetch from that server and display. But how they are fetching? Internally, they have the logic based on my email address. Okay, they execute some logic from the database. They'll get that information and show. Yeah, that is how, right, internet works. You can just understand in case some of you if you don't know. Okay, now coming back to Salesforce. Um, so before understanding Salesforce, just we understood cloud computing. It is a approach. So any service which we can access through internet, we call as cloud computing. Cloud is nothing but the pictorial representation of the internet. Okay, the advantage with the cloud computing concept, no need to install anything in our local system, right? So no dependency with the hardware. Wherever you go, there is a internet and there is some device. You can log in and access our information. So that's the concept. Okay. So based on this concept, there are many companies offering services. Let's understand some examples of the software as a service. Right? Facebook, Twitter, Gmail, YouTube, or whatever. On day to day, we open the browser and access. Those are the examples for the software as a service. So let's take Facebook, right? They provide the Facebook application. You can sign up, log in, and access. Do they provide any option for us to develop whatever you want? So let's say you want to develop something you have interest and you want to develop by writing some logic something. So they are not offering anything for that. Good. They are only providing the software. Sorry, if you like that software, you can use. Otherwise, you can use some other medium. So like that, right? So that's a software as a service. But platform as a service means some of the companies like Salesforce. Okay, Salesforce. The competitor for Salesforce is nearest competitor is Microsoft Dynamics. Okay, so those companies they also provide the platform as a service. So the what is the meaning of the platform as a service? So apart from using the application, right? So Salesforce also they provide uh, CRM applications. Okay, so sales, marketing, and service applications. In detail, we'll discuss. Okay, so anyone who want to use sales or service or marketing applications, so they can sign up with Salesforce. They can access those applications. So one more advantage, along with accessing the ready-made applications, whatever Salesforce is providing, they can also do the development and develop in as per their requirement, right? Company to company, let's take sales, right? Each company they maintain different process for sales, right? There are thousands of companies. Each company need a different functionality based on their business process. Okay, so the generic sales application, whatever Salesforce company they provide, 100% all companies they cannot use that. On top of that sales application, they might have some enhancements, some modifications needed in order to suit for their business. Okay, so those things can be done through the platform. Salesforce company, they provide the platform. On that platform, the administrators, developers, they work and achieve the client requirement. Okay, in detail, we'll see how we work all those things, but that's the background of the platform as a service. Okay, the next thing, infrastructure as a service means providing the hardware through internet. So that service we call as infrastructure as a service. Yeah, servers looks like this. They maintain companies, they maintain huge servers like this. The examples, daily we use Google Drive, Dropbox, or whatever. So all those are the examples of the infrastructure as a service. Google company, they are providing Google Drive. Dropbox company, they are providing Dropbox. It's like that Amazon, they are providing AWS. So all those are the examples. Okay. And not only, I mean, hardware in the sense only the memory. No, right? Not only just have 10 GB memory, 100 GB memory, right? If I want 100 GB, Google provide. We need to pay some extra money. They provide. But not only the memory, even the other hardware, like so to run the laptop, to run the system, right? The required hardware, not only the memory. So internally we need the processor, right? We need the RAM. Okay, so RAM means um, because when we open any application at runtime, right? That application will occupy the memory from the RAM. Okay, if you see when you buy the laptop, you see 8 GB RAM, 16 GB RAM, right? So 8 GB RAM is it might not be sufficient when you try to play a game. Let's say you like to play some video game. Some games need maybe 10 GB runtime. If you have 8 GB RAM, your system won't support. You cannot play that game like that. Okay, I mean all that hardware, not only memory, all that hardware they distribute through internet. But how we get processor or RAM, that kind of information? Right nowadays we work with virtual desktop, right? Virtual machine. So maybe in my laptop when I log in, if I use Windows, maybe in my laptop I maybe Windows operating system. In that I'll install all the Chrome and whatever applications and I'll access, right? But when you work for one of the client, let's say you are working for a banking company, so they are not comfortable if you work in your own laptop, they think that maybe you copy their data and keep if you save in our computer or mail or whatever, it's a problem for them. They want some safety and they want to monitor everything. So whatever we are doing, simply if you copy everything, the sensitive data, whatever they have, and if you are sending emails and all those things, they want to monitor it. So what is going on? Are you doing something like that? So how they can monitor? So how it is possible they can monitor? So what they'll do, they don't like you to work in our system directly. They'll provide a website. So some examples maybe Citrix, VMware, some of the things. If you already working in some companies, you might be knowing, right? So nowadays, many software scheme, right? So what will happen? We'll log in. So we open the website based on username and password the client they provide. Once you log in the browser itself, you will be entering into their computer. So there you see you have maybe 8 GB RAM, maybe 100 GB memory, and they also install some softwares and provide, right? Virtually, they create an environment and provide. If there are 1,000 employees, for all those 1,000 employees, they'll create 100 virtual um, um, operating systems or whatever, and everyone they'll enter their username and password and login. So everyone they will be having so 4 GB RAM or 100 GB whatever as per policy they allocate that hardware. Okay, so like that. So that's the infrastructure as a service, but we don't need those details because we don't need more details about infrastructure because Salesforce they are not providing infrastructure as a service. Okay, I mean they are providing, but they don't sell only infrastructure if you want. Okay, so when you buy their application platform, so along with that they'll provide some server space, everything, but not if you want only some service related to infrastructure as a service, they're not providing. Okay, so just understand those things. Okay, and also, so what is the advantage with this cloud computing? So why companies they are offering services through internet? In olden days, so I mean, internet from last I think 10 years, right? We have internet. Before to that, very limited internet. Okay, so nowadays the advantage if they provide the services through internet, the whoever is whoever wants the service, they'll get that service for very for the limited amount. Let's say I cannot pay thousands of dollars for one of the software. Let's say I have a company. I want to manage my company information. In olden days, small companies, if they want software, so it's very difficult for them to buy hardware and develop that and do everything. Okay, so um, due to this cloud computing, so what is happening? So let's say in olden days, a software company they want a software. So what is the process? First, that software company they have to buy the server because they cannot maintain the information in a laptop, right? That company they have to spend money to buy the server, right? Server means a supercomputer, big computer. Again, server should be in some place. They should have a good place where they can keep the server, but server should have some AC kind of thing. Because it will run 24 by 7. Right? Laptop. So our laptops will shut down whenever we are done, right? But server means 24 by 7. Keep on. They need to supply the power because if it is keep on running, it will heat up and it needs some cooling, all those kind of things. Continuous power supply, continuous maybe that AC or whatever, it consume more power, and they should have a proper place. It's not like some right. So they should find a place where no one go. So I mean, all that, all those things they have to do. And also, let's say once they buy the server, they have more memory space, everything. They need to take some license for database software, right? So again, there are some softwares like Oracle SQL Server, MongoDB. There are many database companies. They provide the database software. they have to install that in that server, right? So now, let's say that company need a website. They need to recruit some employees, the developers who can develop the website, right? And also they need someone who writes the business logic. Once they have the website, when they click on a button, it should execute some logic. To write that logic, let's say Java, they need to recruit a team who can develop the Java code, right? Let's say after writing the Java, that should connect to database based on the logic. It should pull the correct data from database, or it should save the data in a correct table. Again, they also need some database team who can help with those queries, everything. So like that, they have to recruit many employees, and also when they recruit, they cannot do it in 1 or 2 days, right? It might take 3 months for a basic application, right? The appropriate proper application to get 1 year, 2 year, 3 years. Keep on, it will, maybe their software will improve and it will be good, right? So until that time, right, they need to wait that much time to have the proper application. Okay, I mean nowadays when you start a company, we don't know the company will run properly or not. For software itself, if you spend 1 year, 2 years, by that time we don't know if the company is not doing well. So everything we lose. So we don't have that much time nowadays. So when you start a company, so within few minutes we should have everything. Within few minutes we should have the software, whatever we want. That is possible through these cloud computing services. Okay, so if you go with this cloud computing service, so what will, let's say you need a software to run the business. So what is the software you need? At least a basic thing. So when you have a company, daily you will try to do some, maybe you need some advertisements to promote your product or service, right? Due to advertisements, you get some leads, right? Some people who is showing interest. So do you write on paper? Do you keep in Excel? That is very difficult to manage. Okay, we need a software to manage our marketing, sales. Let's say you have a product based company. After selling the product, customer they need some support, right? If there are hundreds of customers, how do you know who is calling? Whoever is called, that person is a proper person to get the support or not. So we need a software where we can recognize all those hundreds of cases, whatever we are getting, those are correct, those are from correct people or not. Okay, I mean we need software. That's what I'm. Most of the companies they need that kind of software. So that we call as CRM, customer relationship management. Okay, so but we don't want to spend a lot of time, right? So through this cloud computing, so what will happen? We, let's say Salesforce company, they are providing that CRM application as a software as a service. Okay, all we need to do, go to that website. Okay, let's say I'm starting a company. Okay, to manage my marketing, sales, service, or let's say I want only for marketing and sales. Okay, so you go to this website. Okay, if you don't know what to take, okay, but high level, Salesforce, they provide CRM. Okay, so just type it. So they'll be right. They will also call us. They provide all details. Or by our own, we can also explore by reading and everything. Okay, so all we need to do. So, do I need to directly purchase without experiencing how this marketing or sales or whatever they are providing? How can I buy? Right? After buying, if it is not good, it's waste of money, right? So they also provide the trail, right? There are trail versions. Okay. So quickly to just show you, just Salesforce editions. So these are some of the editions. So we can also explore, right? So I think these are the editions, and they're explaining. Also the right place maybe here. We're understanding. So first, let's try for free, right? Try for 1 month and see really if it is good. We can try, right? Okay, let's say I'm choosing this try for free. Sorry. So all we need to do just to fill this form. Within 2 minutes, the account will be created, and we can see whatever the applications they are offering, the marketing, sales, service, whatever. We can understand how those applications works. Okay, so and also as part of this, we get the ready-made application, right? The inbuilt website, right? Inbuilt website, inbuilt backend logic, inbuilt database, inbuilt server space, everything to run the application, whatever we need. So far, whatever we are discussing, everything as a package, we get it ready to use. You can start using. On top of that, on maybe day by day, month by month, based on the business needs, we can recruit some developers, administrators, and we achieve whatever the functionality we need as part of the company. Okay, that easy, that much easy. Okay, that's why. So all companies, so they don't want to. It's nowadays starting a company is very easy, right? So yeah, mostly. So for that purpose, this cloud computing will be useful. Okay, I mean, so what is the advantage? Even small company also they can pay and they can access the services provided. Okay, so let's say if this service is not provided through internet, if they need to buy the hardware, recruit resources and everything, let's say they need to spend 30 lakhs Indian rupees. Okay, but for this cloud computing, they don't need to recruit those many resources, right? So with the limited number of resources, maybe three, four, they can manage their software, and also no need to wait for 1 year or 6 months. Within minutes, they will be having a software, and also billing is monthly or yearly. If they don't like, they can discontinue. They can take the backup, the data, whatever they have. Maybe they can switch to some other technology. Let's say Microsoft Dynamics. If they want to go, they can go. Right? It's like that. So, so that's the advantage. Now, in this example, in this picture, right? So, so what we can understand. So let's say you are buying a house, right? So buying a individual house or apartment. So what is your choice? Everyone we want an individual house, but it is very expensive, right? So buying, let's say 10 crores we need in a city. to have a individual house, but we cannot spend that much time. I mean, we cannot have that much money. So what is the other option? So buying an apartment flat. Maybe you can get it for 50 lakhs or 1 crore based on the budget. We can have the house. Okay, what is the difference between the individual building and apartment house? This apartment, same building, but we share some of the structure with the other houses in the same building. Maybe we share the electricity, maybe water, and maybe few common areas, everything, right? So for less money, we get many services. So like that, right? So in the same way, for software also, the expenses what the company need to pay will be reduced. So that's the concept. Okay, so multi-tenant means, so maybe same building, many families they are staying, but each family will have a dedicated private space, right? So even though they are in same building, they have their own space isolated from other houses. In software also, right? Let's say Google Drive, I'm storing some of my files. Will Google company allocate the entire server for me? Let's say here these are the servers. Do they allocate entire server? No, right? In this server, they are allocating 20 GB for me. They allocate 20 GB for thousands of other users also. But they isolate my data and their data internally through software. Here also same thing. Okay, so that's about the concept. The advantages. Okay, so due to the multi-tenant architecture, right? Maybe apartment, right? What they'll do, they'll buy one land. On the same land, they construct 10 floors, 15 floors, and sell the house. Sell houses, let's say 20 families. But let's say individual house, right? That entire land will be dedicated to that house owner. But here, who owns the land? Everyone equally have the land. It's like that. Okay, the cost will be reduced, but we need to share with other people. But still, it is secure. We have our home, right? So it's like that. That's the concept. So for any questions, anyone, any questions on understanding? Any questions you can ask. Okay. So now coming to Salesforce. So Salesforce is a software company by following the cloud computing concept. Cloud computing means accessing the application or developing the application or accessing the hardware, everything we can access through internet. That concept we call as cloud computing. Salesforce company in the year 2000, they started company. No software. I mean, so no need to install any software. So their concept is, so no need to install any software. As soon as internet is there, you should be able to access. So with that concept, they started, and they are offering two types of services: software as a service, platform as a service. As a software as a service, they are providing CRM, customer relationship management. In next slides, we'll understand more about CRM in detail. Okay, and also along with providing those applications, to modify those applications as per the client requirement. They are also providing the platform. That also no need to install anything. Log into the website and do the development. Okay, so with the CRM applications and the platform, so whatever the platform they are offering, they call as Force.com platform nowadays, Salesforce.com platform. Okay, so the applications plus the platform, whatever they are offering. Okay, so it's like a ready-made. When you buy the ready-made dress, if you want to alter something, we can ask for those alterations and then use, right? In the same way, any company they want software, they'll register and they get the ready-made marketing, sales, service kind of applications. On top of that, using this platform. Okay, so again, when we say platform, everything no need to develop. They are also providing some configuration tools where we can achieve requirements using configuration. Some requirements we need to do the development. So that platform, so it makes that client happy to use this. Okay, that's the concept. Okay, so the next thing what we need to know what is this CRM. Then only we get some clear picture. Okay, so what is this marketing, sales, service? So those things. Okay, that will take some time. That we'll discuss tomorrow. Okay, so tomorrow we'll focus on, so what is this CRM? So what is that marketing, sales, service? Those kind of things we understand. And also we understand. So so why the client? Who is the client? Why they register with Salesforce? How they get these applications? If they get these applications, what is our role when we get the job on Salesforce? What we do? So all that process next two classes will understand. Okay. So far, based on the discussion. So any questions, anyone? You can ask questions. So no questions. Okay. I mean, are you able to follow?
Yes, Shani.
Yeah. So is it clear, or I mean, you have some confusions? So those kind of things also you can ask. Okay. I'll try to explain. Okay. So please. Okay. Okay. So I think what we do tomorrow, we focus with that CRM, customer relationship management, and the platform as a service, how the project starts, those kind of things. Slowly, you'll understand. So there are many websites from Salesforce. So apart from our class, so where we can practice, where we get the help. The big thing is after getting the job, we encounter different new scenarios. Whenever we search in Google, we should have some forums, the help forums in a proper way. So Salesforce they have good help forums. So where to access all those kind of things we'll discuss. Okay. So if you don't have any questions, we'll continue tomorrow. So any questions before ending? Okay. We'll continue tomorrow. What I'll do, I will share this recording. Um, for me now it is night time, so in my morning I will share the recording. Okay. So you can watch and you can maybe continue tomorrow. Um, I will maybe next to 3 days I'll mail these recordings, or otherwise I'll keep in some Excel and I'll share that link to you. So daily look into that Excel. I will update the recordings so that you can watch. Okay, so whatever these documents and everything, so I'll share. So if you are not getting any update from me, so maybe you might not be registered in that registration link, because you should have, uh, even I'm also using Salesforce to manage everything. Okay, so yeah, just you can ping me in case if you are not getting any updates. Okay, yeah, um, we'll continue tomorrow.